Hello friends, my name is Bindi Patel. Today we are going to learn about psoriasis. So before starting my lecture, I would like to request you that if you like my video, please like it, share it and subscribe to my channel. We will start with our topic that is psoriasis. So the word psoriasis is derived from the Greek word that is psora. Its meaning is itching. Psoriasis is a chronic non-infectious disease and it is inflammatory disease of the skin in which epidermal cells are produced at a rate that is about 6 to 9 times faster than the normal cell. Okay, so psoriasis is a chronic non-infectious disease and it is inflammatory disease of the skin in which the epidermal cell are producing 6 to 9 times faster than the normal epidermis cell. Okay, so the epidermis is the outer of the two layer that makes up the skin. So epidermis is the outer layer of the skin. So the epidermis cell perform a barrier function in the human body. Which kind of the barrier function it is performing? Like protecting against the invasion of bacteria and foreign particles and regulating the amount of water released from the body. Okay. So this is about the introduction. So next is the cell in the basal layer of the skin divide too much quickly and the newly formed cell moves so rapidly in the skin surface that they become evident as profuse scales or plaque of the epidermal tissue. So you can see in the picture how it looks like whenever epidermal cell is producing very much faster. So the psoriatic epidermal cell may travel from the basal layer of the epidermis to the stratum corneum. It is called the skin surface of the body. Okay. Now next we will see about the etiology or causes of the psoriasis. So the main cause of the psoriasis is idiopathic, means unknown. Now some of the factors that may trigger the psoriasis are genetic factors, autoimmune reaction, infection, injury to the skin. Then changes in climate like if winter is there then dryness of skin occur. Then medication like lithium, anti-malarial medication, propranolol and indomethacin. So these are the medications which can lead to the psoriasis. Then stress, obesity and smoking. So this is all the causes which can have lead to the psoriasis in the person. So next will be about the pathophysiology of psoriasis. In that first is etiological factor. So any kind of the etiological factor we have seen in the last slide. So it leads to the skin in the patches of the psoriasis is growing much faster than the normal skin. So we have seen in the definition that the epidermis cell is producing the 6 to 9 times more faster than the normal cell. So its rapid production of cell which does not allow the cell to manufacture a keratin that gives its hard surface. So the function of keratin is it is a key structure material making up the outer layer of the skin and it makes the skin surface harder. Okay. Then it leads to the flaking and patches of the skin. Flaking means the skin surface is coming out of the skin. It is called the flaking and patches of the skin. So this is all the pathophysiology of psoriasis. So now next will be about the clinical manifestation of psoriasis. So the first sign of psoriasis are red spots on the body, then dry, swollen and inflamed patches you can find, then patches of covered with silver white flecks and raised and thickened skin of the person. Then other symptoms of psoriasis include pain, itching and burning sensation in the outer surface of the body. So now next is restricted joint motion or pain. So when a person is trying to do the movements of joints like the elbow joint or knee joint, then the person may have the pain in the joints. Okay. Then cracks and bleeding in the skin, dandruff on the scalp, pus filled blisters will be seen in the outer surface of the skin. Then genital lesion in male, pitting small depression on the surface of the nail, yellow discolored nail you will find, and arthritis. Arthritis means inflammation of joints. So next, the lesions are most abundant over the scalp, the extensor surface of the elbow and knees, and the lower part of the back and the genitalia. So you will find the lesions in these body parts of the person. Then bilateral symmetry is a feature of the psoriasis. So psoriasis will be bilaterally same you will find in the person. Then, in approximately one-fourth to one-half of the patients, the nails are involved with pitting, discoloration, crumbling beneath the free edge of the nail, and the separation of the nail plate we will find in the person. And when psoriasis occurs on the palms and soles, it can cause pustular lesions called the palmar pustular psoriasis. So we'll see about the most common sites of psoriatic lesions. So in first picture you can see scalp, elbows, gluteal cleft. Then in second picture ears, umbilicals, nails, genitalia, knees and toenails. Okay, so this is all the sites where you can find the psoriatic lesion in the person. So next we'll see about the diagnostic investigation of psoriasis. In that first is collect the history regarding the any kind of the skin injury, the person is having any kind of the stress, obesity, or person is doing the smoking or not. So this kind of the history you can take from the patient. Then physical examination you will do. Then skin biopsy under the local anesthesia. Then blood and radiography test was done to rule out the psoriatic arthritis. Okay, like ESR or C reactive protein. ESR is we are doing for the if any kind of the allergic reaction is there or not. Okay, so this is all about the diagnostic investigation. Now next will be about the management. So the goal of management are to slow the rapid turnover of the epidermis. Okay, so we know that in the psoriasis epidermis cell are growing faster than the normal cells. So here we are slowing the rapid growth of the epidermis cell. Then to promote the resolution of the psoriatic lesion, to control the natural cycle of the disease, there is no known cure. Okay, then first avoid any precipitating or aggressive factors, and assessment is made of lifestyle because psoriasis is significantly affected by stress. Okay, so we'll try to relieve the stress of the person so that disease can be controlled by the healthcare team. So this is all about the goal of the treatment of the psoriasis. So next is standard treatment modalities include first is topical therapy, second is intralesional therapy, three is systemic therapy, and fourth is photochemotherapy. So this is all the treatment modality by which we can cure the psoriasis in the patient. Next will be about the topical therapy. In this, the most important principle of psoriasis treatment is to gently removal of the scalp. This can be accomplished with a bath. So this therapy we can use while the bathing or after the bath of the patient. Oils, example olive oil or mineral oil or cold preparation like bell nectar can be added in the bathing water of the patient, and we can use a soft brush used to scrubbing of the psoriatic plaque gently from the person's skin. Okay, and after bathing the application of emollient creams containing alpha hydroxy acid and salicylic acid will be continued to soften the thick scales of the patient's skin. Okay, so these two acid we can use to soften the thick scale of the person, that is alpha hydroxy acid and salicylic acid. Okay, so cold-dry preparation are photosensitizing agents, so patients will be warned not to expose treated skin to the sun. So as we know that cold-dry preparation is a photosensitizing agent, so we should ask the patient that after taking bath with the cold-dry preparation, the patient should not expose their skin under the sun. Then apply tar shampoo and steroid lotion daily for scalp lesion. Occlusive dressing should be done. Then use plastic wrap or bags as the occlusive dressing and use rubber gloves on the client's hands, plastic bags on the feet, and shower cap on the head if affected. Okay. So next will be about the intralesional therapy. In this, injection into highly visible or isolated patches of psoriasis that are resistant. So we are injecting the triamcinolone acetonide injection in the affected part of the body, and we should take care that normal skin should be not injected by this injection. Okay. So next will be about the systemic therapy. So methotrexate have been used in the treating of extensive psoriasis that fails to respond to other forms of the therapy like topical therapy and intralesional therapy. So whenever these two therapy getting failed to treat the psoriasis, then we are using the systemic therapy, and in this we are using the methotrexate drug. Okay. It inhibits the DNA synthesis in epidermal cell and thus reducing the epidermal fluorosis. Okay. Should monitor hepatic, hepatopoietic and renal systems. Reinforce women of childbearing age that retinoid and methotrexate are teratogenic. So we should ask the woman not to give birth to the child at this time. Okay. So now next will be about the photochemotherapy. In this, a treatment for severely debilitating psoriasis is Soralen and ultraviolet A therapy we are using, in which involves the taking of photosensitizing drugs in a standard dose with a subsequent exposure to long wave ultraviolet when peak drug plasma level are obtained. So in this we are using the photosensitizing drugs, okay, and we are exposing the ultraviolet rays. In this UV light is also used to treat the generalized plaque. Okay, so it is called photochemotherapy. So next will be about the nursing diagnosis. In this first is impaired skin integrity related to lesion and inflammatory response as evidenced by itching all over the body. So in this we will ask the patient to apply the ointment after taking bath on the skin, so it will reduce the itching sensation in the body. Then describe body image related to embarrassment over the appearance and self-perception of uncleanliness. So in this we will give the counseling to the patient and psychological support so that patient can cope up with this condition. And deficit knowledge about the disease process and treatment. So in this we will give the health education regarding the disease, how we can cope up with this, and which kind of the treatment you should give, and all kind of the health education you should provide to the person. And risk for infection related to break in the integrity of the skin. Okay, so you should maintain the aseptic technique for the patient. Okay, you should use the gloves and all, and even give the gloves to the person, also give the cap to the person if person is having the dandruff in the scalp. Okay, and acute pain related to inflammation, so you should give the painkiller to the person, comfortable position to the person, and all the diversion therapy to the person so that pain can be relieved from the body. So this is all about the nursing diagnosis of the psoriasis. Now next will be about the complications of psoriasis. In their infection and fluid and electrolyte imbalance, low of self-esteem due to the embarrassment of the self-perception, then depression, stress, metabolic syndrome in that increased blood pressure, high blood sugar, excessive body fat around the waist and abnormal cholesterol level, and hypertension and joint damage. So this is all about the complications of psoriasis. So here we are concluding our topic. Before ending the session, I would like to request you, if you like my video, please like it, share it and subscribe to my channel. Stay safe, stay at home only. Bye. Thank you.